Roald Dahl. He is one of the most popular children's authors. His most popular books include The BFG, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, James and the Giant Peach, etc. Roald Dahl has some older age range books and some cinematics. Roald Dahl was born near Cardiff in Wales in 1916. His parents were from Norway. He was named after Roald Amundsen, the famous Norwegian explorer. Roald was sent to boarding school at only 9 years old and started to become homesick and found it hard to obey the strict rules of the teachers there. Back then, teachers had hit students with a cane if they were caught/did something naughty or rude. It caused students to fear the teachers. Later on, he incorporated the fear and trust of adults into some of his books. During World War II, Roald Dahl joined the Royal Air Force and flew missions over Africa, the Mediterranean, and the Middle East. At one point, his plane crashed in the middle of the Libyan desert. He was simply blind and in the middle of nowhere, with a cracked skull and a broken nose. Fortunately, he was rescued and made a full recovery. His injuries forced him to leave the Royal Air Force, so he started writing books. His first piece was an article about a plane crash. During the 1950s, he became an official writer for short stories for adults. The stories usually contain mystery, suspense, and a twist ending. In 1961, he published James and the Giant Peach. It's a story about wanting to escape from his abusive aunts, and he finally gets away by sailing across the sea on a giant peach, and befriends the giant bugs that live inside it. James and the Giant Peach was inspired by the bedtime stories Roald would make up for his young daughters. He said it was a challenge to keep them interested, and every story had to be funny and completely original. In 1964, he wrote his most famous novel, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. You'll know the story. A poor boy wins a golden ticket to tour a mysterious candy factory run by the eccentric Willy Wonka. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory became a big hit around the world. It has served a base for 2 films, a theme park ride, and even a video game. Over the next 25 years, he wrote 15 more children's books, and they have been translated into 35 more languages, and are still liked by children all around the world. He died in 1990 at the age of 74. Buckinghamshire has 2 museums to his name, and the charities he started are still gaining money to help injured, sick, and needy children around the world. Roald Dahl was a true entertainer for adults and children alike, and still is. Thank you.